Energy that is inexhaustible and harmonizing with the nature. Energy we leave for the future generations. Its sources and generating technologies are coming up in the program Future Energy.
Researchers from the University of Illinois have developed a lithium-ion accumulator which is 2,000 times more capacious than the existing ones. What's more, this completely new high-efficiency technology, along with greater power capacity, allows to at the same time generate a lot of power. This is a great breakthrough in the field of energy conservation systems. Hello, my name is Dmitry Golobir and you're watching Future Energy. We would like to dedicate today's program to the most interesting Kazakhstani inventions in the sphere of green technologies, which can considerably change the face of our planet already today.
Сегодня могут изменить облик нашей планеты.
A couple of years ago, American scientists finished studying the fossil bubbles in the air atmosphere of the ice beds of the Antarctic and concluded that the level of carbon dioxide in the world atmosphere in the last couple of thousands of years increased almost twofold. These are the results of carbon-based energy generation. It must be admitted that humanity is not yet ready to completely stop the use of fossil fuels. And this means that in the near future, it will not be possible to completely eliminate carbon emissions into the atmosphere. Can we imagine a technology which will radically solve the problem of excess CO2 whilst allowing for the continued use of fossil fuel? This is precisely the invention that Kazakhstan scientists are ready to present to the world. The hydrocarbon cycle in nature is a complex process. It occurs in the atmosphere, the world's oceans, and the Earth's biomass. A large part of the existing hydrocarbon is contained in the form of coal, oil, and gas. However, by burning them, we release these reserves into the atmosphere. As a result, greenhouse gases break the natural balance, causing a greenhouse effect. The end result is global warming. In nature, the transformation of excess CO2 from the atmosphere back into solid carbon happens through the effect of the Earth's biomass, which absorbs carbon dioxide. This process is very lengthy and can take up to hundreds and sometimes thousands of years. But is it possible to accelerate it by avoiding such an important link like the role of the biomass? And is it even possible to imagine this, at least in theory? It is unbelievable, but a couple of years ago, Kazakhstan scientist BORISENKO managed to catalyze such a reaction in practice. The author of the unique gas cleaning unit proposes to do this already at the fuel burning stage. Thanks to the ionization process, his unit allows to transform carbon monoxide back into its original substance, carbon, which can be used again. We practically have no waste dumped into the atmosphere, and from these treated gases we obtain chemical elements. In just a number of seconds, the BORISENKO unit captures carbon monoxide and transforms it into solid carbon. At the same time, the energy consumption of the unit is minimal. To clean the gases from a diesel furnace with a 100 kilowatt capacity, maximum 300 watts of electricity is needed. All these facts and the working principle of the unit cause an ambiguous reaction in scientific circles. Some believe that the working principles contradict the laws of physics. However, this does not impede its inventor from obtaining practical results. Today, I do not want to get into the ongoing processes because there are many debates. I show results. There's an input point and there's an output, and there's the obtained product. The author is not revealing the working principle. However, the facts speak for themselves. Laboratory results register a very high level of purification of CO2, more than 95%. But the most surprising is that post-treatment amorphous carbon represents a very valuable chemical raw material. It contains fullerenes. This is a stable molecule comprised of 60 or more atoms. In our carbon, we have a small percentage of this fullerene-containing molecules. They can be obtained only through methods that require enormous energy consumption, but we obtain it through an auxiliary method. Therefore, aside from just green energy, the invention opens up new horizons for the creation of perspective materials. For example, carbon obtained by burning resin has already been used by scientists for the synthesis of ultra-pure coke and silicone. Today we can produce it in quite large quantities. Therefore, once again, this opens a completely new path towards manufacturing of ultra-pure metals with absolutely different properties. The framework of this project still includes a global scientific inquiry into the working principle of the gas cleaning unit and explanation of the theoretical process. There are many questions because there really are a lot of interesting processes happening, which are in fact supposed to be explained by science, but are still outside its scope. But a lot can be said, yet the result is always important. Today, the inventor has transitioned from the experimental unit stage to the creation of a unit that can be used in industrial processes. It will make it possible to clean gases and utilize all types of solid household wastes. It is clear that revolutionary technology, if widely implemented in practice, can ensure the maximum preservation of natural resources. And this justifies including the invention of Kazakhstan's Alexander BORISENKO into the category of absolute innovations capable of drastically changing the face of our planet. A year ago, the company Toyota manufactured the world's first vehicle with a hybrid hydrogen engine. As a result of the reaction of hydrogen with oxygen, electricity is produced, which charges the movement of the car. Instead of carbon monoxide, this type of vehicle produces steam. However, the vehicle needs ready-made carbon, which entails the availability of special car charging stations. What's more, for now, the mass production of hydrogen-based sedan is limited. Kazakhstan's scientists are proposing another approach to harnessing hydrogen's energy. Their invention promises to be simpler and more accessible for regular consumers. We'll bring you the details in our next story. Eco-tuning. This is the term that scientists from Almaty are using for their invention, a generator of hydrogen fuel. As one can tell from the name, this device generates hydrogen, which is used as fuel for an engine. And the term eco-tuning means that the generator can be attached to any gasoline engine. As a result, we get a hybrid, which substantially reduces the volume of exhaust gases and saves on fuel. What's more, in order to work, the hybrid does not need gas fuel stations with ready-made hydrogen. In order to generate it, this type of engine uses regular water. The water is poured in, a special liquid is added for improving the conductivity of the electric current, and the generation of hydrogen commences. After that, it is delivered to the engine into the car's combustion chamber. And of course, the level of combustion gases is reduced because the process of burning hydrogen results in the emission of a regular water condensate. Therefore, there is less CO2 and more water steam. The working principle of the hybrid hydrogen engine is something like the following. The generator breaks down the water into hydrogen and oxygen. The hydrogen is delivered to the injection system together with the gasoline. During the process of burning of this mixture, there is another chemical reaction happening in the cylinder. During the burning process of gasoline steam, we get CO2. Consequently, for the formation of a water molecule, the hydrogen takes away from CO2. Therefore, a large share of what is emitted is carbon and H2O in the form of water condensate. In the end, this is the practical result that we get. Harmful gases are reduced by 95% and the percentage of saved fuel reaches 40%. For a hybrid engine, this is a substantial result. In order to ensure that the hybrid was as efficient as possible, specialists set up an optimal correlation of hydrogen with gasoline, 40% to 60%. At the same time, the delivery of hydrogen is strictly controlled. The generator has a feedback communication system with the vehicle. What does it do? It calculates the engine rotation rate and does not generate a constant amount of hydrogen. The amount of water consumed by the hybrid depends on the way the vehicle is driven. On average, for 500 kilometers, just 1 liter of H2O is required. At the same time, the developers of the generator are sure Kazakhstan's invention has a number of innovative advantages. First of all, the generator does not interfere with the work of the onboard computer. Second of all, there are 3 defense mechanisms that are installed. From the inside, special fixtures are attached to the thermopaste, which regulate the pressure applied to the generator clamps. That is why the generator is protected in terms of the electric current, pressure, and temperature. And there is protection from pressure as well as hydrogen leaks. And finally, the third advantage of the generator developed in Kazakhstan is the ease of use. The device is equipped with a Bluetooth module, with the use of which it is connected to a mobile app. Here, the driver can track the level of pressure, used electricity, temperature of the electrolyzer, and the engine rotation rate. In addition, the app displays errors or disruptions in the work of the generator. During low temperatures, like for example in Astana, when everything freezes, and since we're using water, we're planning to set up Peltier elements. The body is made out of aluminum, and in the summer the excess temperature will be released through the body of the car, and in the winter, in the car, it will be used to warm it up. Today, the main task that Almaty scientists are facing is a search for investors. The next stage, production of generators on an industrial scale. And they hope that already in 1 year, hydrogen generators will be available for sale and will become accessible for regular car owners. This approach can be called not even revolutionary but evolutionary. This means that we'll be even closer to the solution of environmental problems and at the same time will not have to completely stop the use of already existing technologies. Energy of the future is quite a wide concept which includes a whole range of different aspects, including the search and implementation of new construction materials. What's more, these are not absolutely new innovations. Even traditionally used materials have great potential for energy conservation and can be interesting from the perspective of energy of the future. It is enough to just look at them from a different perspective. This is what Kazakhstan scientists are proposing. Their attention was caught by the most widespread construction material, cement. World experts have unanimously agreed that the invention of cement is one of the top 10 most important historical events. According to them, it was this material, once used as a basis for concrete, which caused a revolution in construction. Thereby, it set a completely new dynamic in the urbanization process. At the same time, the cement industry remains as the most energy-intensive sector. Around 40% of the entire world energy consumption for production of construction materials goes towards cement. The answer as to why this is the case lies in the technology of its production. Clinker brick is the foundation of cement. These are hardened granules which are obtained by means of burning a mixture of limestone and clay. Then the clinker brick is ground and mixed with other components. This is how we get cement. Around 200 kilograms of fuel is burned during the production of 1 ton of clinker-based cement. If we take into account that annually almost 4 billion tons of cement is produced in the world, then the overall volumes of burned fuel are enormous. Is it possible to obtain cement while avoiding the burning process? Specialists in the South Kazakhstan region are proposing an option for such a technology at the Scientific Research Institute of Construction Materials and Architecture. On the outside, the non-burned cement is no different from the traditional one. However, its technology production requires the use of absolutely different raw materials. These are cheaper and more accessible wastes which remain after metallurgic and phosphor production processes. These toxins have binding properties. We use untreated granulated toxins. We conduct the grinding process on a surface of 3,000 to 4,000 kilograms per square centimeter and use it as cement. In order to make a solution out of this type of cement, just water is not enough. The process of transforming unburned cement into concrete happens thanks to other components, sodium metasilicate or soda salt. In a solution, these alkali react with the toxin materials, forming calcium hydrosilicate. The connections between these crystals are 100 times stronger than crystals of aluminum silicate in regular concrete. The results of the test have shown that out of alkaline unburned mixtures, highly durable concrete can be obtained and the grade of the cement reaches 1,500. This means that it can withstand a load of 100 to 150 megapascal per square. Their frost resistance reaches up to 1,000 cycles, and the durability of this concrete is assessed at a durability coefficient of 1.1 to 1.5. Specialists believe that this alkaline-based cement will be in demand for the construction of dams, bridges, and other structures that require a special level of durability. The relatively cheap price and simple technology will make it a highly in-demand product. Unburned construction mixtures are the one that should substitute Portland cement. They will not just start a new era in the construction industry, but will also allow to considerably decrease the energy consumed by the production of construction materials. And to close up the program, some interesting news. According to scientific forecasts, by 2040 computers will have become so powerful that the energy of the entire world will not be enough to power them. There is only one way to avoid the situation: the development of new technologies. That is why already today it is necessary to develop microsystems which consume less energy but at the same time have high productivity. You're watching Future Energy. We hope that we were able to charge you with its positive atmosphere and mood. All the best in your endeavors, and until next time.